Hello and welcome back to Factorio, and we are going to build this smelting column and double our copper production, because at this point it's not looking great, so we are going to have to fix that a bit. And yeah, if we want like the green circuits to actually be producing in a good enough rate, then we are going to have to get more copper production. So we are going to make this. Let's see. We have 22. How many do we need? We need 48. Right. That's still not enough, but it's on its way towards getting enough. 8 more. Okay, 4 more. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's enough. Now I'm going to shove the stone away and let's turn off autofill and let's place. I'm going to need underground belts and inserters. Yeah, underground belt and inserters, because yeah, it's way too few of them. I need a lot of them to make the blueprint completely, and I have 10 on me, which is basically a 10th of what I need. I need 96 and I have 10, so not enough. Yeah, let's take the 100 and we will have enough. And are we missing anything? Right, before I actually make the stupid move of reaching all the way up again to get back up, we should pick up underground belt, as I said I needed. Yeah, the green production is not good enough because the copper is really bad, so we are going to have to fix that. Let's see, there's no point in putting it in there. Do the belt here. I'm going to hook up this belt first, the output, to see where we want it to go. Now I am thinking about making the copper extend to the left, to be honest, and then do like iron and steel and that to the right, just so we separate it a bit. I'm going to do this. Here we go. That should be good enough. And I'm going to put down this here to actually be able to put out the unnecessary amount of copper plates I have on me. And we're going to do the rest of the belt and then the inserters, and making sure it has power and all that good and juicy stuff. Juicy. There we go. That's done. Now, I believe what we should do here is actually do this. Yeah, let's remove this a bit so we... I'm going to just very quickly fix this because I still want to drain what I have in here in the base first, so I will still do this, have an input and have it on the left. Like this, and then the output can be split evenly. That's absolutely fine. I might have to do a red splitter to make it split fast enough. Yes, I will have to do that. And there we go. Yeah, I will probably have to do a red splitter because so we have the speed, so it actually fills completely on the the two belts. And once this copper over here is depleted, we are going to need to input extra. But for the time being, this is absolutely fine. Let's start putting down this stuff. I'll remove the lights because I don't need them. Now, building this by hand is not really efficient. We could have robots, but I don't really like using robots all over the place. I would recommend doing robots because they will make building and supplying of stuff a bit easier. And just the last bits there. Then we need the power to power these things. And then we will make a lot more copper, which will be a requirement for be able to do the stuff we want to do. There we go, and the wire is going very janky up here, but it's fine. Yeah, we will see the belts being quite filled up after a while, so should help with the input here. Now what I'm going to do is actually do this. This way it gets split as even as it can be split. Yeah, now we have a ton of copper being made. And it should somewhat help this. Now what I am going to have to do is this to just push enough into the belts over here, and yeah, it is somewhat, albeit slowly, building up. Yeah, it is building up a bit, but not as fast as we probably want to. Now we probably want to upgrade a bunch of stuff to produce more faster and able to supply the bus more quickly as well. Yeah, not sure. Like, I don't feel like there's any point in extending and hooking up more. I think it's better to just like let it be and probably hook up even more iron and copper. Especially copper, because we are going to use so much copper at this point. Yeah, I think hooking up more copper might be a good idea. But first we are going to do stone. What I will do is like move the electricity network a bit. We need to make a bit of space, like this. And basically remove this, because this line here is just going to be in the way for more smelter columns, so there we go. Now we can actually put down more. Now, I think what we should do is... yeah, what I'm going to do is put down some blueprints. Like this. I'm going to do one steel again, and then I'm going to do... no, 2 iron, and then I will make stone. Well, I will put down the last one here to be stone, and then if we need to squeeze in more, like we need to put in more of the iron or steel, we can actually do that. Now, I don't think we need more stone production, so this should be fine. This means we get the brick and the stone to supply the bus in a better way, because it's going to come from the right and instead of the left. Now, the coal is most likely going to have to go as it is. But the stone bricks and the stone is going to be able to be a bit better supplied than it is right now. It's a bunch of wood. What I am going to do is actually make... let's take half of that wood and make... I'm going to make 100 small electric poles, and then what I'm going to do then is actually make wooden crates to put all the wood into and just delete it by destroying the box. Because I don't want that wood. It's going to be quite useless. It would be good if we could turn it into coal, but... And yes, that pun was intentional. But it would, like, it really should be a good thing for the game if there was some way of turning wood into like any other usable fuel. Like I would suggest make it possible to put down machines of some kind, whether it's the furnaces or like assembly machines or something, and be able to turn wood into coal. Basically it's to make charcoal, but make the ratio like really bad. So the conversion, the conversion of it is going to be basically you're going to have to use a ton of wood to be able to get any decent amount of coal back, which I think that would be a good thing. I actually think that would be a good way of doing it. Or use wood to produce like tiny amounts of oil or something, really. I'm going. Whoop. Oh, whoop. There we go. I need at least one more. At least one more. I might need even more, but might need more. Oh my god, it's so close, but yeah, okay, sure. We are going to need one more. We can pick that one up, and let's put this in. Now, is there anything else I want to remove? Let's remove that one, and there we go. Now, we should probably try to pick up a bunch of stone, because we are going to have to make a bunch of stone furnaces. Yeah, let's make 62. Now, I'm just going to remove the lights. That way we won't have the bots complain if we run through and don't have lights. Or if we happen to have lights, they won't try to put it down. There we go, removing a bit of the wood. That's in the way, and it seems like we are fine out there. Just quickly going to go over the defenses just to see if... I think we had... Yeah, we have taken a bit of damage up here, but it is still fine. It's not bad enough that we need to like try to fix it. And then we have up here, which looks fine. Then we have the big base wall, which should be fine. A bit of damage there, but that's okay for now. Bit of damage there. That might have to be reinforced and strengthened, but yeah, we'll see. And anything else? Doesn't seem like there's a bunch of damage being done to either the wall or the turrets, actually. That's very good. Now we are going to put down... I'm going to just put down the stone at this point. The rest is going to just sit here as blueprints and be ready. They were mostly so I could measure out and see how much space they were going to take up. There we go, and we can to remove that. We don't need it to go any further for the time being, so There's no point in just like extending. And that's something I could say as a tip as well. Don't make like supply lines way too long. Even if you know that, oh, it can handle it, if I upgrade it, it's going to be even better supplied. But it can, with the belt you're using, it can be supplied. It's going to work, there's no problem. It's just that if you don't need it, it's a bit of waste to have it sitting there when you don't need to have it sit there. So, right, I'm going to have one odd one, which is annoying. So let's cut down one tree, make one wooden chest, and let's dump one in there. And where's the wood? There's the wood. Well, let's remove it. There we go. I don't like having stuff, especially like underground belts and pipe to grounds, since you need two of them to actually go under and then up again. So for it to actually connect properly, you need two. If you have an odd somewhere, that means it's at some point you have either lost one belt, or you have just not placed the other end. I think in my case I had an odd end at some point, which I destroyed, so yeah. Do this, we don't have a bunch of resources sitting, which isn't going to be used for the time being. There we go. Yeah, our green production is not looking great. The copper seems fine. Now, we probably need to increase and upgrade the belt or the copper to actually be able to supply the belt, the machines here, because yeah, we are going to have to upgrade the copper belts for like to actually be able to supply it fast enough. So let's pick up a bunch of inserters, because we are going to need a bunch of them. And then we should pick up these, and let's pick up 50 of those and 50 of those. Now we should have now have enough to upgrade at least the beginning of the bus and the supply for the copper cable machines out here. Now the lower one seems to be fine. It seems it's the upper one that is struggling, but that is easily solved by upgrading this, which is something you will have to do at some point anyway, so let's do it. And you can just upgrade by placing the red on top of the yellow, and you will automatically pick up the yellow belts and replace it with a red one. Now, once you start upgrading, make sure you upgrade splitters and undergrounds, especially the splitters, because splitters are a bit slower. You do need to upgrade like all the parts of it. You can't just do the belts. You have to do the splitters and the undergrounds as well. Otherwise they will become bottlenecks and just mess up it all. Now we are going to have to take these out to the furnaces so they can actually supply quick enough from the furnaces. This will help us with the throughput, which means we can actually output in total we will actually be able to output more copper, even if the belt isn't like completely full all the time. It's technically more that is being supplied. Yeah, and just by doing these bits we have actually increased and managed to fix the problem of supplying this. This should also be upgraded, so let's upgrade. Now, I'm not going to do this all the way because... No, let's do it all the way. There we go. That means it has all the copper it needs. Now it might be an issue of we don't have enough production of green in total. Which could be what the problem is, that we don't have, like, it's not quick enough, maybe. Let's replace, because these are just assembly machine ones, so let's replace it with the upgraded version. A bit more of them. I think I need some gears. Yeah. And we have the other side as well we have to fix. Now, you need to, if you upgrade the ones doing electronic circuits, you need to upgrade the cable ones as well. So be aware that if you upgrade one, you need to upgrade the other ones as well. So all the machines has to be upgraded. Now this is producing a lot more, but it's also sucking up a lot more resources. And I think we actually need to upgrade this one as well. I'm going to just, at least for the time being, upgrade the splitters and the undergrounds here in, because the splitters are basically the weak point. They do slow down a bit. It's not super much, but it is like that tiny bit. So if you don't need a splitter in a place, don't use it, because it will slow down your throughput a bit. As I said, it's not a lot, but it's a tiny bit. Just belts. Okay, let's pick up the belts. Shove in a bunch of normal undergrounds for now. Let's shove in these ones. Go. Usually you don't need that much underground belt unless you're doing like quite large or some really wonky stuff, like certain balancers, or you have a lot of things going crisscross in your factory, so you need a bunch of undergrounds to actually get all of the stuff where it wants to go. But usually you don't need that much of them. And yes, running on the red belts is faster than running on the yellow. Quite a bit actually. I'm going to do this so we actually have a decent supply of it. Now this should be enough, I think, to saturate the belts. Yeah, it is. Now the copper production is not keeping up well enough. And that is because the copper input is actually not fast enough. That is most likely because the splitter is not fast enough. Now this doesn't need to be input priority. We can just stop that. I think what I might do is upgrade this to be a bit quicker. Just so the gaps can get filled in properly. Yeah. But we are going to call this here and end the episode. Now we have fixed quite a lot of the production chain, and but it is far from like fixed, I would say. We need to move the stone stuff, which means I need to move this bits here as well. And science is going, but very, very slowly because of red and green being very, very poorly and slowly done. Like we get a tiny bit of blue and purple, which yeah, we need a bunch more red because it's, but to get like to be able to like produce what we actually have capacity for, we need to increase the green, and it seems like we are having copper issues once again. And I do believe it's because we aren't actually smelting enough copper. So we are going to have to hook up another copper one, but that means we need to like move the stone stuff away from here and squeeze in another column. Now I could just say I don't care about mining up the last stone here and just build over it. Like how much is it? It's not even, yeah, it's not even 50,000 stone. So I could just say I don't care and just build over it and remove all of this stuff here. What I could do is, by getting sidetracked and not ending the episode, we could run down and shove a bunch of these in our inventory, or rather into boxes. Pick up all of that and just like store a bunch. And remove that actually, and just like this. We just do this. I'm going to pick up so I have at least like 800. Yeah. Yeah, we can do this because this still uses a lot of stone. What we could do as well is make more landfill to like suck up a bunch of stone as well. Could actually do that. We could go to the bottom here and just do a bunch of landfill sucking up all the stone. I will put that up very, very quickly. Could do this just super quickly. Just do this. Make all the landfill we can, because one landfill is 20 stone, so we should be able to get quite a lot. I'm going to actually do stack inserts in this case, and let's do this. Whoop. Oh, we are getting a bit damaged. Okay, good to know, good to know. And now where do I have them? There they are. They are going to pick up from here, and we're going to have to these spawns here. And let's take this out to where we have any kind of power, really. We just need to hook it up to power. There we go. Now we are going to suck up a bunch of stone as well, so that might be able to fix a bit. Now we have to keep in mind that the blue circuits are sucking up a ton of green circuits, so like for every single blue circuit we are using 20 green, so that is a strain on that. We are going to have to build more, and then we need to make more copper, and we have to end this episode. I shouldn't get sidetracked, so we are going to end this right now. So thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.